I said, I will let you know. Because a month went by, so I said, where's the ship? He said, I don't see no ship. I said, the ship is on its way. I said,
hey, that's Joe years that went by, you know, and I said, hey, look.
I see the top of it.
Where's the ship? He said, I can see the mast, the top of it right
I said, when? I said, get here.
Well, you got to see it. He said, oh, yeah. He said, it ain't be long. It's going to be at the dock unloaded.
Oh, man.
All right, coming to y'all from West Monroe, Louisiana today. Mississippi boy, allowed to be in the duck call room. I appreciate y'all having me.
My
Yeah, Uncle
Welcome.
Si, Philip.
Yeah, welcome.
Great to meet y'all.
Hey, we love Mississippi, by the way. We've been hunting over there just about every year.
hunting and fishing.
And fishing. There's some good fishing there.
Yes, sir. Now, let me tell y'all, you know, talking about just segueing into the movie. The thing is, you know, this movie comes out Thursday, right?
Yep.
September 28th.
28th.
Mm-hmm.
28th. The big thing that hit me with that whole thing is, you know, Phil was talking about creation the whole time. He was in love with creation. I'm in love with creation. I love being outdoors. But the creator is the part that he was missing at the beginning.
Well,
And what a beautiful, you know, way to put it.
no, because you got to understand, okay, growing up, okay, when you had asked the Robertsons, what are you doing this weekend? Like when we was at school. Well, we're either going to be in the woods hunting something, or we're going to be on the waters trying to catch something to supplement the food.
Family.
The food
Yeah.
for the family. You know, so it's one of them oxymoron deals, okay? Here's a man that spent his life in God's creation, hunting, fishing, gathering the fruit, okay, gathering pecans, whatever it was it grew that was edible.
Yeah.
We were gatherers, okay? But he didn't know the Creator. Look, and we was raised in a Christian family. Mom and Dad took us to church. When the doors were open, we were there. That's why I don't even like the term going to church. Okay, because there's much, much more to that statement, that phrase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you're having a relationship with the Creator, for crying out loud. The one that made everything you see, including us. I came from dirt. So look, I'm not going to be too rough on myself. Okay, because hey, I only can go one way, and that's up.
That's up.
I come from dirt, for crying out loud.
Well, I'll tell y'all, watching, my wife and I, Bootsy, got an advanced preview of the movie. Phenomenal. We cried. It was the last time I had a feeling like that walking out of a movie where we weren't walking out of a movie, we were on our back porch, but where we couldn't say much at all, didn't have the words, was the Passion of the Christ. And, you know, driving over from Mississippi today, we were just talking, and I said, you look at the New Testament, and it's all about mostly, you know, the Apostle Paul telling telling stories.
Yep.
Or you look at all these men back in the Old Testament, they had a story. Well, y'all are no different. You had a story, and ultimately gave God the glory. And that, to me, that's the most inspiring part, is because you could have just showed the family Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty. You could have just paused it right there and gone off into the sunset. But you didn't do that. Y'all showed the good, the bad, and the ugly. One of my favorite movies of all time.
No.
You know, and you went and you backtracked and you took us there, because it's just so easy. We were talking before we started here. I don't want to show my bad side. I don't want anybody seeing my life, pass before Jesus. I want them seeing my highlight reel, because that's human nature.
Yeah.
Here's the good parts, boys. Here's my son just made a big tackle in football, or I played in Talladega for 20,000 people, for a country music concert. There's the part I want you to see.
Right.
I don't want you to see Buddy before Jesus, bad-mouthing somebody, slandering somebody, probably treating people the way
Being
you
mean.
shouldn't have been treating them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yet, you had the audacity to show that to the world. It shows you as imperfect humans made perfect by the blood of Christ.
Yep.
Nothing more.
Well, we always say it this way. Well, when I get myself straight, then I'll go. Then I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're never going to
you're never going to get yourself straight.
as I was watching the movie, you know, it was more like Rocky to me. And I was like, Rocky's knocked down. I'm like, get up, Rocky.
He's coming back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Al was sitting beside me. He was like, Phil, man, why are you so emotional about this? I said, because if this story didn't happen, it never would have got to me. And then I think about my kids and my little girl and the gospel getting to them and my brothers and my family and all my friends. I mean, this thing spread like wildfire, you know, the kingdom of God, and that's how it works.
And I'll tell you something too. Having read Happy, 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 I kind of had a little bit of a portion of what was coming during the movie, but nothing could prepare me for the imagery of actually seeing it played out.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't prepare for that.
Completely fresh.
Yeah.
And that just hit me because it just made it more real instead of off the pages of a book. And look, this culture today, we don't read as much as we used to. And so not a lot of people read, but the way y'all have just come into everybody's life through either Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty, the ministry, it's just been really, really, it's really cool because you've met people where they're at in their living room, in a comfortable place. A lot of folks on my channel acknowledge Jesus, but they won't step foot in a church because I've been burned or I saw a pastor fall one time or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, as if we're Jesus himself. And it's like Si said a minute ago, you never get to the finish line where you're still not trying to work to get better. You still met them in their living room and they saw the example. And my boys who watch the show see the prayers at the end. They see who it is. They see who we are as a family, what's expected. This is how we live because the world is out here. And you see a lot of the world in the movie. You see what the world has to offer.
Oh, yeah.
And all the brokenness. And you see the path to destruction that the Bible talks about. You see it very clearly. And then you see the other offer.
Yes.
Which, that's where it gets exciting. What rocked me so much about this is stubbornness. That's the word I heard in my head, you know, kind of driving over here this morning is stubbornness. And I think about that. God can, you know, you got your stubbornness where you're away from Christ. And the beginning of the movie definitely shows all of Phil's stubbornness. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to live out here.
Yeah, I'm going to live my life.
I'm going to live my life.
Yep.
And yet, the moment he comes to Jesus, that stubbornness is blessed, in my opinion. I don't know if I don't know if that's biblical. I'm just saying, because you couldn't tell him nothing. And the thing is, what I respect so much about y'all and your family is you're finishing strong. It's not, let's just run it. Let's play with this Jesus thing for about a month. Let's kind of break off, backslide. It's what I meant what I said. And that he took that stubbornness all the way. And that to me is beautiful because I see it on both sides, the ungodly side and the godly side. But I'm telling you, God blessed that attitude.
Look, and the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And look, people, that was ugly to watch. That's why nobody wants to see my ugly life, what I did wrong, all the junk I did wrong. You know, I get fired up about it.
I know.
Because, hey, this is real.
And that stubbornness turned into boldness and courage.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not going to be
fearless.
easy.
Just what you said. They'll never go to a church building because, oh, no, I seen preacher so-and-so.
Right.
Hey, we're all human.
Right.
We all fall short. We're all going to get mired down in this sinful world.
But it's worth the fight.
It's worth the fight. And this is a good fight. Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's a very good fight.
Guess what? The battle has done been won.
Amen.
That's a good point. Son.
Rocky IV ain't got nothing on this movie.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
You know, keep throwing those punches wherever you're at. He will meet you no matter how broken you are. That's the message. This movie changed my life, and it's truly something that I feel like is going to be a national treasure for years and years to come. Thank y'all for having me so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
My pleasure.
Mr. Phil Robertson, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
I sure appreciate you being here. We're so excited about the movie coming out this week, and we're even more honored that you've chosen to show this side of your life when, like I was talking to Si just a minute ago, you never had to do that.
No, I saw them boys there. If we can get the United States of America and all the people to get a little fire like them two that just showed up.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
Well, I mean,
You got them two wound up. If we done anything, if we hadn't, and the movie hadn't even come out yet. No, I learned a lesson. One of my family members said, Bill, we want to have a movie that shows your bad side. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of that. That's going to take you a while. So they said, well, we'd like to put you on the big screen. We also know that the law is made not for good men, but for lawbreakers. What I thought was too good to be true, I went home. I didn't jump right on it. I just told Bill Smith, the guy who shared the gospel with me, I'm sitting there looking at the gospel, scratching my head and saying, how in the world did I miss that? You mean to tell me the blood of Jesus was shed on a cross to remove the sins of the world for those who believe it? I tell you what, that gives a man or a woman a lot of hope. A lot of hope. If he saved this dude and had him write most of the New Testament and he's sitting there telling how sorry and low down he was.
you know, I had a question for you. Seeing the movie, and I saw the way Pastor just came and found you where you were. I looked at my wife and I said, who does that today in 2023? We have all these, and maybe we need to call out preachers a little bit more, but we have all these multi-campus pastors. I've known many preachers across the country where you can't get to them. You have to go up your level of things. This man came right to you and said, I'm not too good to go in a bar. I'm not too good to be seen here.
When I asked him, my first question was, you ever been drunk?
Really?
Notice you got a Bible in your hand. I said, you ever been drunk? I said, because I'm getting drunk right now. I said, and I asked you a question. He said, I've been drunk.
Yeah.
I said, that's what I figured. I said, you're no better than I am. You've been drunk and I've been drunk. What are you doing talking to me? That was my attitude.
Right.
But once I heard, I said, So when I repented, it took them about a year to find me because I was hiding until I could get on my feet. I wasn't strong enough to do it.
Thank you for saying that, because it didn't happen day one, right?
That's right.
It's still going to be a struggle against the
I
flesh.
showed up and my buddies, I said, boys, it's over.
It's over. The man you knew is,
What are you talking about?
yeah.
I said, the one you're looking for died. That's the short version.
That's the short version, but there's so much more. This movie to me is about a man who wasn't scared of a fight, because you took that fight, and like you just said, day one, it wasn't easy, but if we're willing to fight that fight.
I'm embarrassed by it all. If you say, well, how'd you feel about it when they said, we'd like to take a look at your life before you repented?
Mm-hmm.
So from 18 to 28, roughly, I'm sitting there, and I can't defend it, just solid sin. But I said, if it will bring some people to Jesus, if it wins one, and he turns to Jesus because of watching my sinful life for about 10 or 12, 15 years, it'll be worth it.
Well, let me tell you, my friend, you probably won millions at this point. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch go on. I appreciate you so much for letting me be here. Thanks for putting that example out there for us.
Rock on.
Yes, sir.